All right, so everyone, thank you so much for showing up live for this webinar training on webinars. And my guest today is 𝗲𝗲𝗃𝗲𝗃𝗲. 𝗲𝗲𝗃𝗲𝗃𝗲 is an email conversion copywriter and launch strategist for 6 to 7 figure business owners. That's the official presentation, but I think that you are a genius with emails and you are a magician with words. So thank you so much for joining us today, all the way from India.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. So let's dive into the training right away. We have scheduled 20 minutes today for this, and I'm kind of worried because I know that we have so much content to present, and I'm worried that we are going to go over the 20 minutes. And then after, at the end, we have 10 minutes for your questions. And I wanted to say also, make sure that you stick until the end because 𝗲𝗲𝗃𝗲𝗃 has prepared a terrific freebie for you, a swipe file that you will want to get your hands on. It's fantastic. It's all kinds of emails that you can use in your launch, so it's pure gold. All right, so do webinars even convert in 2023? That's a very common question that course creators or coaches, service providers ask. And the answer is yes and no, or maybe I should have said no and yes. So first, I want to start with the question. What would you do if I came up to you and said, boom, shoving something in your face and buy my stuff now? What would you do? How would you react? My reaction would be like, whoa, who is this person? I would ignore you probably, and you would do the same with me. And that's because selling online has become a social experience, right? You need to build relationships and trust with your audience before even thinking about selling your stuff, right? And using webinars for this is fantastic because you build your authority, you build your credibility, you give people valuable information and a taste of what it's like to work with you. However, the old techniques, the old days, the old guru techniques of just pitching you for 30 minutes inside a webinar, that does not work anymore. People are fed up with being pitched and you know, you lose trust with your host and you lose the interest of your audience. So webinars are still working, but the gold is it happens after the webinar. That's where the gold is. It's in the email nurture sequence that you come up with. So this is why I invited you today, 𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗲𝗃, because you are, you know, an expert in email sequence. And I wanted to ask you the first question, how to use and nurture webinar attendees into paying clients, whether it's to launch a course or to launch any type of digital offer.
Thank you, Sophie, for having me here. And you're totally right. We are done with those swap stories and those internet millionaires. And we are done with those 70-minute pitches and those 10-minute fake timers saying buy now or you miss it. Like, I wonder if that converts. If it converts for you, great. But now we are in a different league. And coming back to your question, before even talking about emails and like the post webinar nurture emails, I would like to shed light on the strategy of how to actually conduct the webinar, what to include in the webinar. Like some people, I've heard coaches and course creators say that if I give it all away, what will I give in my course? And there's a brilliant strategy to it, and I call that strategy 5 inches 5 miles. So what 5 inches 5 miles means is basically, if you want someone to walk 5 miles with you, first convince them to walk 5 inches with you. And I've actually selected some great webinar attendees from our live event, and I've picked 3 of them, and then I'm going to use their examples to show what kind of 5 inches webinars they could use to launch their products.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. Love examples.
Yeah. So don't fear if I pick your name. And this is going to be very impromptu, and this is just going to be fun. And I'm thrilled to do this. So the first one is Amanda Stern. and her offer is journaling. So her tagline reads like this: you plus journaling is equals to unstoppable. So now what her larger goal would be, like her 5 miles would be to help someone become unstoppable throughout her course. Now, if we deconstruct that, what would be the very first step? Like, suppose I have no idea about journaling. What would be the very first step Amanda would want me to take? And that would be her webinar. So it could be like we're doing together, and it could be removing the fear of journaling. And think of it like what would could be the very small first win that could lead to, like, I would say, oh, I want this, I want more of this. So it could be unleashing your why with journaling. And in this webinar, she helps, like in the 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes, she helps her attendees like know what's exactly their why, in this online world, like if they're doing the online business. So the next example would be Melissa Wright. So her tagline reads like create more impact, wealth, and joy. Now her webinars could be either of these three things, but if we select wealth, so her webinar title could be how to add $1,000 to your pipeline. Like this could be newbie coaches, and if there are advanced coaches, how to land that, convert the $3,000 high ticket, like the course you're selling, how to convert the first 3 clients in the next 7 weeks. And in that webinar, she lays down the entire roadmap, and she wins the trust, and then says, okay, if you want to go to the next level, let's do this together. And once they win that trust, it becomes a no-brainer for, oh, like, I got this win, now let me continue. And then you, Sophie, you're the third example. So
All right.
so you help people launch and sell online courses. So your webinar could be like how to know, like how to know your on, like know what you're an expertise in. And even if you think you have nothing to share, you're still very young, you still have no experience, but you still have something in you that could turn into an online course. And in this webinar, I'll help you find what your that thing is.
Yeah.
So once they get that thing, they're like, oh yeah, this could be a course. Now guess
Right.
what, I need a course, I need Sophie.
Yeah.
So once you get that 5 inches, the 5 miles becomes very easy.
All right. So what I hear is your webinar, the topic of your webinar should be ideally something you provide a quick win for your viewers at the very beginning of their journey. And it helps you
Yes.
establish trust with them, because it's all about
Yes.
trust, right? As building
Yes.
this trust with your audience.
Yep.
Okay,
That's
cool.
it.
So what happens next? So you give your webinar, and then we come to replay times. What's happening there?
So like when I open my inbox and with webinar replays, it's like, oopsies, I think you missed this, here's your replay. Or hey, this is going in 48 hours, here's your replay. And I've included swipe files like in the webinar in the webinar swipe file, the doc which we'll share at the end. But the actual fun is if we could gamify the entire webinar replay sequence. So I have a bunch of examples, and one would be like if you're conducting a virtual summit. Okay, and then you have like 10 to 12 people lineups, and you mention in your marketing that the replays would be only available for 48 hours. And then you host a giveaway, and you get, like, you could pick some people and they win all year access, and then you send an email saying you won. And strategies like this just enhances the entire post summit, post webinar um post-webinar experience. And then the others could
I
be
love, sorry, I want to say I
sorry.
love gamification. It's the same when you build an online course. It's always great to add some gamification because, again, it creates, it oils all the cogs. It makes everything go smoother.
Yeah, we need that dopamine. We need that reward system. We need that competition element. Like we all want to do the work, but we just need a reason to do it. Like I want to watch the webinar replay. I just need a strong enough reason. Then it's saying that, okay, just watch the replay. Like, why should I watch it? Is it going away? And then these are strategies that I've tried and they've worked really well, but I see hardly anyone using them. Have I frozen?
Hello, are you still there, Alephia? You are frozen for me on the screen.
I'm still here.
All right.
But I'm wondering why my camera is frozen. Just give me a second.
Yeah. I see you now.
Is it still frozen?
It is frozen. While you try to fix that, I was going to say just a little comment. You said, well, there are all these great strategies that you can apply and use in your nurture email sequence. And you mentioned, well, I'm astonished that people don't do it. Well, I used to be guilty of this. I used to not dedicate enough time to the email nurture sequence that comes after the webinar because there were already so many moving pieces to take care of when you put together a webinar that I kind of... Are you still there? We hear a lot of creaking noises. All right.
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm trying to add a different... Yeah.
All right. Because there were so many moving pieces, I didn't dedicate the time to the emails after. And this was a mistake on my part because that's where the gold is. I know I'm repeating myself, but it's really true. That's where you convert people. That's where you get them on calls with you. That's where you can promote your product. You're back with us. All right.
Yeah. Changing the camera. That happens. Yeah, that's very true. And I've heard like even 7-figure founders say this. So this is not like someone just starting out. Like yesterday I had a call with a 7 and she shared the same thing. I've not been putting enough time and effort in my funnels. Like I have an abandoned cart sequence, but I don't know if it's perfectly optimized. Like I've not paid attention to that. And that's where the small leaks and creaks happen. But yeah, I think it's just like if you have a launch, if you've done it, the next time you try and move a layer above. Coming back to the gamification strategies, some of them which I've used and they have turned exceptionally well are, secret giveaways for those who complete post-webinar homework. Like very rare people do this, but they have like a post-webinar homework. Right. And then the people who complete it, they get like a bonus module access. Because these are the people who are showing commitment. What are you doing with their commitment? Like, are you nurturing them towards a step forward? If not, you're leaking leads. Like instead of paying for ads or paying for some other sorts of lead gen, nurture people who are already taking interest.
Right, because all these people who took the time to show up for your webinar, and even more so live, these are hot leads. Is that how we are going to call them? Hot leads.
They are like they can be your brand evangelists. Like they're your biggest fan. Like when you say 100 super fans, these are those people. And the last one is like super excited. Are you all ready for this?
Yes.
So the last one is you have a bunch of scholarships for your course. Now this could be this. You could say, okay, Alephia, this might hurt my conversions, or this might hurt my sales. But just think of this: you have like 2 scholarships, and you ask people who are interested in the scholarships to post 30-second videos sharing about your course and why you want to join. This is just an idea.
That's
genius. Imagine how many videos would be circulating. And even if someone doesn't get your scholarship, like there are two people who get the scholarship, like be honest, this is all ethical marketing, we're not doing anything fake here. But the two people who get the scholarships would tell another 10 people about this. And then all the videos, like suppose 100 people or 50 people apply for the scholarship, and all the videos circulating on social media will attract 50 more. So this is like free traffic.
Yeah,
and it pays much more than the current investment or the current sales you're giving away as scholarships. And plus you get to feel good about it, like you're helping someone who is in need.
Yes.
And they could be your best case studies too.
Excellent idea. I love it. I love it. That's like free testimonials for your content, and they are so hard to get.
Yeah, seriously. And even this one, like I've hardly seen people, like I've only seen one person do this. That's it. And if these small elements are added to the post webinar reminder emails, it could create so much more traffic for your launch funnels.
All right. So I love all your ideas. I'm not taking notes, but we will all have access to the replay and the transcript. So I'm glad about this. So now you sent the replay. We are moving after. What happens after the replay? So what are you talking about to people to promote your product and enroll people in your program?
So the short, I'll be given the short answer because the long answer would require 5 more hours. So the short answer would be creating a launch funnel. So it could be, if you're selling an evergreen course, there are like evergreen emails that are going on automation. And then if it's a live launch, and I've included the entire evergreen funnel by 𝘲𝗏, it's her spike file. I've used it and I've analyzed it. All credits goes to 𝘲𝗏. Shout out to her. She's amazing. So you get to see the entire post-webinar nurture launch sequence in the swipe file that I'll be sharing today.
I'm going to drop it in the comment so that people...
and the other cart close, cart open emails. But in all, and by the end, like we'll save the best for the last. So at the end, I'll share a real-time launch promo sequence with you all, and I'll share my screen and share that. But what it means to have a launch funnel is aiming for micro yeses in every email. So for this, you need heavy research on your ideal clients. Research, like saying things like what was going on in your life and business that led you to join this course. What was, and those answers, and what tipped you off? Like what tipped you off, and what were the hesitations you were like before joining, where you think, okay, no, I don't want to join, and then you actually made the leap and joined. So those hesitations, those are the ones you're planting in every single email. You're starting with the logical ones, and you're ending at the more emotional ones. The hesitations could be, I don't think if I'm the right person for this. I don't think, okay, let's take you, Sophie, for example. I don't know if I've been in business long enough to launch an online course. I don't know if I have the tech, or I can afford the tech to do the online course. I'm not techie enough. Will I be able to like make a profitable online course? I don't have a VA, so I can't hire. I don't have the budget to hire a copywriter. So who will write all the assets, and how much time will it take? I already have a day job, and this and that, and all those hesitations you'll use. And you only one, the rule here is one email, one hesitation only. And then you reverse that and plant micro yeses. So let's take the example of tech. I don't have the right tech yet. So the micro yes would be, have you ever hopped on an online sales meeting? Was that fun? Was that easy? Could you speak? Did you freeze? No. If you could manage that, I'm sure you can manage an online course, because you were giving value there. It doesn't matter if you've been 3 months in business or 6 months in business. And it doesn't need to be your online course doesn't need to be related to your business. It could be like, for me, if you say, I could create an online course on baking because that's my past background. So, like you're reversing that and reversing their hesitations and aiming for micro yeses in each sentence.
Micro commitments, so that you bring them slowly to the decision. Is that the goal?
Yeah, that is the goal. That is the goal. And you'll see some great examples in the swipe files as well. And we'll touch this entire micro yes thing in the email at the end. So
I just wanted to mention to you, we are already at 20 minutes.
we just have the last point to cover, and then we're done with it. Are you all ready?
Yes.
Okay. So the last thing, which I also mentioned today in my post, is I get a lot, like all my clients who I've worked with, I've never had one who does not fear this, and everyone who understands. Like how many sales emails are okay? Like I don't want people to unsubscribe because I've gotten these, like I've gotten 300 subscribers with so much effort. I don't want to lose them. I hate sales emails, so I don't want to be in someone's inbox invading.
Right.
Now get this straight, people. Like sales emails are cool emails too. Like if you lead it with a story, if you're proud of your product, don't be scared of sales, because you're actually helping people. So Sophie, I like your example again. So you're actually helping people make money. And you should, like, if you're helping them make more money, why should you be hesitant to ask them for money? And sales is not like, just be proud of your offers and keep building your list. So this was the mindset issue, and this is now the practical side of it. Like if you're scared of unsubscribers because you have a small but mighty list, keep building your list. And again, my style, I love using examples. So I have 3 examples, and this is the homework I did from before. So I have 3 people who were in the webinar attendees, and I've used them and shared 3 freebies they can use to build their lists.
Cool.
So one is Nathalie Lucier, and her main headline is create and sell digital offerings. So the freebies that she can create is 7-part audio debrief on how I created my X product that brought in Y revenue, real-time BTS, and very small 7-part audio series. Then the second freebie she can share is how to find your profitable digital product idea using AI. Click here to get the 10 prompts to unlock your USP.
So those freebies are used, I don't know if you mentioned it, but I wanted to step a little bit back. Those freebies are what you use to grow your email list.
Absolutely. So because they're giving their emails in exchange of the value you provide. Then the last one could be 10 swipe files of high converting landing pages for your next digital product launch.
Yeah.
Now I have 2 more examples of Alex Jackman and 𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗏, but if you don't have time, I'll skip them.
But were you going to share your screen to show your launch sequence?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that if you're running out of time.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's do that.
So you are in charge. Can you share your screen?
Yeah, I'm doing that.
All right. Woo! It worked.
Yeah, it does.
All right. So, what are we looking at?
This is an actual launch sequence for one of my clients. And this is an example of planting micro yeses. So the first email goes in an entire overview and like what they're getting and the early bird bonus.
So an overview of your offer.
Yeah, that's a teaser of her offer and sharing the early bird bonus. And the second is why a bootcamp. So this could be why journaling, why a digital program, why a course. So when you address the why, you're planting the micro yeses that, okay, why a bootcamp? Because this is not a course. You're tired of watching pre-recorded online videos. Yes. You want a live party. Yes. That's why this is a bootcamp. So we plant those micro yeses and get them to to believe that, okay, I need a boot camp, I don't need another pre-recorded course.
Mm-hmm.
Then the third email is introduction to the foundations. Let's get that. Then let's come to the fourth one. It's a story around 4 big problems that the client covers in 4 core trainings. So here, what we're aiming to do is creating like mirroring problems. You'll see that in the swipe file as well. Mirroring problems that they know they're currently facing, as we shared with you, Sophie. Like you feel that you don't have the right tech, you feel that you don't have enough experience, and these are the problems that they should nod yes to. Like, yes, I do
So
have
these, we are addressing their objections here.
not the objection. Yeah, we can say objections, but that objections should be enveloped in a story or wrapped up in a story. Like you want this, you're seeing others this, but you feel like, what can I do with a laptop and a phone? I just have that, I don't have a studio.
Mm-hmm.
So you're wrapping it up, and then you're reversing it and showing how those 4 problems are covered in 4 trainings.
Okay.
So like this training exactly built for you if you only have a laptop and phone.
Mm-hmm.
We are not catering people with studios. So they can see themselves on the page and like, yeah, this is for me, this is it. I have these problems and she'll address it. Fine, she has my trust.
Gotcha.
And the 5th one is one of my favorites, and it's the special case.
What's that?
So yeah, that one is like, if you're saying, hey Alifia, you can come first this semester, and I go like, yes teacher, I know, like, you can come first because Ruqayya, like all the other students did it. And I'm like, yeah, Samantha did it, Alyssa did it, but Samantha has a degree in XYZ, or Alyssa's mother makes her do tuition. So I try to create problems around why what you're saying is working for all these other people, but I'm a special case. Teacher, I've not even been in school for the last year, so how can I come first? I am the special case because I have this particular problem.
Mm-hmm.
So in this email, what you're trying to do is identify those special cases and write case studies, or show that how other special cases like them have enrolled in your program and got similar results, like got the results they are looking forward to get. Now you'll ask that, what if I don't have those case studies and I don't have those students?
Right.
So you'll use the exact same reversing strategy, that this section is exactly built for people who have missed 1 year of school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I'm the special case, but she has something in for me.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what I hear is that sometimes we think that an offer or a solution is not going to work for us because our case is unique, is special. And this is where you write an email to overcome this belief that it wouldn't work for us.
Yes, definitely. Right. Yes.
Okay.
And the next one is the possible impossible. So this could be something like Amanda promising me that, hey Alifia, journaling will lead you to having 10K months. I'm like, what are you saying? I've tried networking, I've tried LinkedIn, nothing worked for 10K months, and you're saying journaling will help me? And this is like, yes, this is the impossible that is in your head, that journaling will help you hit 10K months, is possible, and here's why. Okay. So we're going for all those impossible scenarios in their heads, and then writing copy to share that why that is possible right now.
Okay. So I'm feeling like the way I could use it with my audience is, people think that, oh my gosh, I'm so busy, I don't have the time to create a course. It's impossible for me at this stage with everything I have going on. And then my job is to show them, yeah, it's possible. You can get in my 3-day boot camp and launch 1 week after.
Yeah. Yes. So your offer would be how to cut time, how to slice time. Because if the impossible thing is that I don't have time, your offer would be, here's how I help you do the biggest things in the shortest of times.
Okay, you give them a shortcut. Gotcha.
Yeah. And then the email 7 is, why are you the right coach for me? So why are you the right course creator coach for me? Why are you the right journaling coach for me? And here you actually talk about yourself and your accolades and your past experiences. So sometimes if someone, it's like, if I'm the baking coach, if like I sell baking services, and like, why are you the right baking coach for me? It's because I'm a marketer too. I don't only teach you baking, but I also teach you how to sell your baking. So you get to, like, all the other bakers are just bakers. I'm a baker and a marketer too. Do you get that?
Yeah.
So what are the things that you can stack up, or some past experiences? Like someone would say, like, if it's Amanda, she would say, okay, I get you journaling, but I have this whole background in spiritual healing or Reiki or whatever it is. So I can help you with this as well. I worked with a relationship coach who was a therapist. So here she would say, I'm a relationship coach, but my background is in psychotherapy. And that's why I can see below the layers, but your relationship coach will only guide you from the problem to the solution. I go beneath that.
So
Then
you share here what makes you unique and different from all other service providers, and why they should choose you.
Yeah, and here you're in this specific email, you're looking to stack up on your skills. So you're not just sharing why I'm the right course creator coach. You're also, like, in this email, you're looking to dive deeper into your past experiences. And that doesn't need to relate to business. It could be how much you've traveled, how many languages you speak, how well you understand people, how well you understand culture. All these things could sum up and get into this email.
All right. Okay.
Okay, and as we, like, go towards the cart closing time, it just gets better. And this email is, I've had no one's use this unless it's people from the copy hackers community and from where I belong. So this is using real-time user-generated people who have actually joined your course. So this is the 8th email. So there are chances of, like, there are chances, there will be people who have converted. There will be people who have converted in the early bird bonus, and people who have bought before. Sorry. So here you'll say, meet the newest course members. And then you'll have 3 to 4 questions that you ask each of those members. And you have to do nothing. You just have to share, I asked them this and this is what they replied. So here the one question could be, what were the hesitations going on in your head before you joined?
Right.
And this helps your the people who are on the fence see, hey, like, Selena has the same hesitations as me, and she made that leap of faith. So why can't I?
Yeah,
Like I'm not the only one who feels this. Like, I have other people feeling this, and this fosters a sense of community, that I have other people sailing in my boat, and we are going to strive for a better future together.
Yeah, love this. I love the power of social proof. This is what it is, right? You see that other people got on in the offer, and so it seems like it's a good idea. I should get on too. I love this. Genius.
Yes. And this is like a very concise flow. Some launch flows, the cart close emails, like in the last 3 days, we need to send around 6 to 7 emails. Like sometimes we need that if we have a bigger list or if we have a higher ticket course. So this is not like set in stone. It's always subjective to what you're launching.
Right.
Then email 9 is just like a video or like a Loom walkthrough of just showing them that, hey, when you enter my course, this is the first module. This is what we'll cover. This is the second module. This is what we'll cover. This is the third one. And why we do this is to, sorry?
A sneak peek inside the platform.
Yeah, not exactly a sneak, like entire walkthrough, like showing them the worksheets, showing them everything. And why we do this is to reverse buyer's remorse, because sometimes we pay and like, oh shucks, I don't know what I did it for. But once you do this, they exactly know what they're buying in for. And sometimes in the sales page also, it's not mentioned what exactly they're buying, but this does this. Like they can see the worksheets, they can see everything that you're offering.
Mm.
And that, like I can't tell you how many people convert once we send this email.
Right. Okay. I've never tried that before, but I will give it a try during my next launch in January.
And tell me how that goes.
Yes.
And the last one is just, so this last one, usually, like if you see all successful people, and also all in my launches as well, usually the last email is a story sharing why this is the right time. Because that's the biggest objection, that okay, I've read everything, but I'll join next time. Like I've completely sold that you're the right person for me, but this is not the right time for me, because I am on my maternity leave, or I have my kids going to school this month, or I have this, or I have that, or I have that. And somehow it just boils down to, this is not the right time for me. So that's it.
Wow,
With that, we wrap this up.
We wrapped up like, 6 minutes over time. So we did good.
Sorry.
I knew we were going to have a problem with that, but I'm going to drop the link to the swipe file that you prepared for people one more time in the comments, because this is gold, people. This is a collection of emails, nurture sequences that Alephia has prepared for you. And of course, you're not going to use them literally, but it's to inspire you to create your own email nurture sequences. So go and grab it. Absolutely. So I wanted to say thank you so much. First, ask the audience, those who are still with us, if they would have a question for you before we end this training. So I'm going to give a little bit of time to everyone. If you have a question, now is the time. We are going to answer it live. But even if you have questions after, drop them in the comments, and me and Alephia will get to them.
Yeah, and please share what resonated with you, what you loved, what was new to you, what sparked an aha moment, what was like, oh, I knew that from before. And just like give us feedback. I'd love to know. I'm all ears for that.
I learned so much today from you, Alephia, and this has fired me up to actually start my next launch with writing my emails, my nurture sequence before I launch. So everything is going to be in place, and I'm going to test everything. So thank you so much. So I don't see any live questions, so we are going to end here. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your wisdom and your genius with email launch marketing.
Thank you. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you for having me. And this was fun.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.